Welcome to the Pink Lady Posse podcast, where women over 50 take a fresh look at living, toss out tired stereotypes, and say a big heck yes to what's next. I'm your host, Sandy Parker, and around here, we challenge limitations, rewrite the story on aging, and reclaim our power, pleasure, and purpose. Why? Our next years are not about a decline. They are our big reveal. Let's go. I am so happy to be here with Ivy, and pronounce your last name for everyone.
Vander Veldt.
Vander Veldt name, eh?
Exactly. We're Dutch though. A lot of people think we're German too, but I'm like, it's Dutch. We're the Dutch. We gotta hold strong.
Well, I've known Ivy for a long time, and I've looked up to her longer. And I'm just going to give you my tidbits of what I love to know about her. The first one is she was on the Oprah show, right?
That is pretty awesome. I'm
Yeah.
gonna admit.
I
I
mean, come
mean,
on.
yeah. Like who doesn't want that to happen? You
How?
know?
So we're going to come back to that because I want to know
Okay.
about it. All right. But when I remember on Inc. magazine, they had her like 58 in the top 5,000 list of growing private companies. I'm like, who is this woman?
28.
Winner of Forbes Entrepreneurship and Excellence. Hello. And then back at Dell, she was the founder of the Dell Center for Entrepreneurs and the fund founder of the Innovators Credit. I'm like, and we all love UT, Texas McCombs School of Business, MBA, and I didn't know you had a master's in architecture.
From the Savannah College of Art and Design, started by another amazing woman entrepreneur, Paula Wallace, who I'm like, if you all don't know Paula Wallace, like Google her and see it. That woman is amazing. I was just on the phone with not her, but somebody from the team yesterday, and I was like, what you guys are doing is unbelievable. It's really incredible.
So amazing. But I want to give her the chance to say the one thing she's proudest that we know.
Oh, that is so sweet of you to ask. And these are not, by the way, for those watching, these are not pre-recorded questions or anything like that. So I don't
No,
even know. Sandy and I just love her. I love you. I love your brand. I love what you're doing. It's just like, yeah, all the things, all the feels,
yeah.
and no better person to be doing this work. So first of all, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, of course. What's the one thing you want people to know about you?
The one thing that I always hope that I will be remembered by is my walk in faith, my faith walk.
Hmm.
So everything that I do, the way that I live my life, I continue to pray for amazing opportunities because I want to be an example of what's possible when you really listen to the call that God places on your life and trust the process that it's actually possible. And so I think along with that come a lot of challenges too. I mean, just like the vision that you have for the Pink Lady Posse, there are so many women out there that could benefit from what you're doing. Similarly, with Empowering a Billion Women, when God places a vision on your life that sounds so ridiculously ginormous to start with, and it's so easy to doubt ourselves, and you get these wins, and it's like, see what's possible. And then, of course, like I always say, enemy comes in and like strikes us right when it's hot and like takes us down. And we're like, oh, I don't know if I should be doing this. And then it's those moments of, again, recommitting to the call that's on our life, that faith call. So for me, it is my relationship with God and to walk in this world as an example of what's possible when you just really trust and believe. And that is really what I'm most proud of. And then next to that, it's my friends and family. And then
Okay.
next,
How did you get on the Oprah show?
oh gosh, how does that even happen? Starting with a vision board on the Oprah show, she selected, and I was so proud she has her top 100 Super Soul Global leaders, and she selected me as one of those top 100 leaders. And so I got actually featured in the magazine. We didn't actually do a show. We went with Oprah and the group of the 100. Spent a weekend with her at Harpo, and we did a magazine shoot with her and spent time with her. And so it was extraordinary. And the thing I'll say about that, Sandy, that was the most amazing is you can't not stand right in front of Oprah Winfrey with the energy that she brings out into the world and everything that she's about. And then when she talks with you, she's like this energy's coming across and she's authentically asking you about what's driving you, where is this coming from? What is your vision? And I just will never forget just feeling like I'm in the presence of this incredible, boundless energy. And you cannot leave a meeting like that and a one on one session like that and not go out into the world and believe that, I can do even better, right? Like I can do more. You just can't. It's, and that was the most powerful thing about it. And what I love now is it's just so fun because as I travel around the world and do the work that I get to do, I'm so blessed and honored to do it. I love it. There are a few things that like stand out in people's minds, and it's Oprah and it's hosting a television show. And then it's that people are curious about the financial side of things. But that's kind of it. It's like Oprah and the TV.
Well, I'm about to do a TEDx talk, which I'm so excited about. Hello.
I am too. You deserve it. And the
Oh,
world
man.
deserves to hear you.
Oh, I'm so excited about it. And my daughters are coming. My daughter is giving me a makeup artist to show up. It's so cute. But the thing about it is that I have something to say.
What? So give us a little snapshot. You can't give it away because it's your TEDx
Now,
talk.
the second half of life is not a decline, it's a reveal till your very last breath.
I love that so much. And the thing that stands out to me about you the most about the work that you do is when you first started doing this work and you were saying, as women especially get into their 60s and 70s and 80s, it's almost like, they start in many ways backing off because the world appears to be backing away from them. And you said, and then we're not tech savvy and but we have this time, we have so much more to give in life, there's so much more we can do, and I want to create the place that these women come and can like tap into what that possibility is, and they can learn the tech and they can make the connections. And I was like, thank you, dear Lord Jesus, because we all
Well,
need that.
and I was on a podcast the other day and I was telling the women I've started a new goal and I'm not telling anybody because it's just for me.
Good.
And why I'm doing it is because of who I get to be for me.
Oh, I love that.
It isn't about anybody else, but like, there's a question. Who do you always wish you could be that you can just never seem to be?
Oh, that's really good. Who?
Take that on. Like if you go, because you'll ask someone, well, I've got this, and this, but this just a little out of reach. Well, when you have something a little out of reach, it's just who you don't get to be.
Who do you wish you could be that you
You,
just
ne-
don't
that you
seem
never get to be.
that you never get to be? Oh, I love that.
Like I had a TV producer the other day say, "You're a badass," and I'm like, you know what? I always wanted to be that,
Oh, I love that.
right? And but now I get to be that. And why? Because I say so.
I love that. And that is as simple as it is, right? It doesn't seem like it could be that way, but it's like, because I say so. I get to be that because I say so. Like, even
Well,
you just saying that, I'm like, thank you for that reminder because that is it. It's amazing.
somebody said one time, I can't really remember my childhood. And they said, well, make it up because you really made it up the first time. Like what
Ooh.
we remember isn't true. It's our perspective on what happened.
Oh,
If
that's so good. So, so good.
I'm going to make up a life, why not make up a grand one?
I love that. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be so good. There's so many good, like, little memes coming out of this. make a grand life. You know, it's as you're saying that, I'm getting this visual in my mind. So years ago, when I was trying to step into the possibility and potential of how much money I could make, right? So, first and foremost, I mean, I'm a complete capitalist, of course, and I'm obsessed about women making a lot of money because when we make money, we reinvest 90% of what we earn into our families, communities, ultimately the world. And so it's so often ourselves that talk ourselves out of like, is that even possible? I could follow what it is that I'm called to do and make a whole bunch of money doing it. And I realized many years ago, I was like, I'm more afraid of my success than I am of my failure. And it was funny because as the money grew and the profile grew, and then I had security teams with me depending on where I was traveling, and I still do today. You know, it sort of like reinforces that like I'm more scared of my success than I am of my failure. But what you just said, I'll never forget driving down the road. I was in Dallas, Texas. I'm like, gosh, a lot of things happen in Dallas, Texas. The calling for empowering a billion women happened in Dallas. I was in Dallas yesterday. Anyway, I'm driving down the road and I look off to the side, and it was one of the Perot family's homes, like this humongous land, like right outside of Dallas, prime property, huge home. And I had just recently, before that, had a conversation with folks that were working with the family. And it's just, unstoppable wealth, right? And what hit me in the moment of looking at that, I was like, this was just a guy who basically just said, why not? Right? Like it was as simple as that. Like, why not? And even when I talk to my mentors who have now passed, who went the same pathway, like self-made multi-billionaires, grew up very poor, their whole attitude was simply, why not? And so you saying that is so powerful because it really is true. Why not? And if you get to make it up anyway, why not make up a grand life? I'm
I
not
mean,
saying
if I'm
that,
sitting if I'm sitting in my office, I'm going, I could do a podcast, I could do a post on Facebook, or I can look for a TV show to be on. And somebody would go, "Who are you?" I'm like, "Exactly. I'm
right?
me sitting here doing whatever I want to do." But you know what? I had a girlfriend yesterday
Yeah.
say, I said, "Well, I haven't achieved the goal I really want."
She said this.
I was saying financially, I'm not where I want to be. And she goes, "But you make such an impact. It's not about the money." And I actually said, "It is about the money. It
100%.
for
You
me."
cannot dream when you're trying to figure out how to pay your light bills. And I have been there many times. And it's like, I absolutely,
And
I
I
mean,
get it. She was spiritually like, "Oh, but you're so impactful, who you are." And I'm like, "And I'm me, and I have a goal, and it's significant, and it's still incomplete. It's not finished.
yeah.
So it's what's next for."
Absolutely. And that amplification of your brand and your message and, doing that work, which brings you so much joy and you love that. And that's important. And then taking the time to be like, okay, I'm going to move the impact into the parking lot and go, all right, what if I wasn't afraid would be my what is it that I would love to be able to make if I wasn't afraid? What would that be? What is that number? What
Oh,
would
I
make me
know the
feel
number.
complete? What is your number? Would you share?
10,000 a month. Simple.
You cannot say that number to me on this thing. I'm like,
I
Sandy,
know it's too little, but it's like my first
I'm like, we
one.
can do that like yesterday.
Okay, so tell me about empowering a billion women. I was at, I think, your house surrounded by a lot of empowering a billion women like Anna and all these amazing women. And I remember saying to myself, I feel like a food truck surrounded by high rise buildings. Everybody's making billion-dollar deals and real estate things and funding, capital. I'm like, I'm a little tiny food truck. So I wrote the book about Lumi the lightning bug, who couldn't figure out how to lighten up, right?
Oh, I'm
After
taking notes
that.
here. I have so many goosebumps.
And
And
I
I'm just
thought
like,
she just kept trying till she figured out how to lighten up. But at the time, I was diminished in my own thinking.
mm. We all are. I mean, just can I say
Even
first?
you, even
Oh, are
you.
you kidding? Like, you know what? I'm going to tell you a secret. But before I tell you the secret, I am going to say thank you for always showing up so authentically because it's that whole Marianne Williamson quote that like when you shine your light bright, you give others the permission to do the same. And it's like there's no shame, there's only good that can come out of like this is really how I felt in that moment. I only wish I had known, right? Because I was broken, homeless, lost money after like, oh my God, the whole story. I couldn't raise money for my first deal, finally did. The secret I want to tell you is this: the wealthiest self-made people in the world that I spent time with, that have mentored me, right? These guys, Red McCombs. Actually, I have Red right here. I'll show you. My Red. My Red. You met him, remember?
I did. I did.
Okay,
You got your
I
floor.
will say,
Oh,
oh,
there we
there, you
go.
can see it. Yeah, my red. Isn't that
Come on,
amazing?
I
No,
can
you're
see.
not in that picture. And I only know because it sits right next to me. And when I'm here at the house, like I work from this office and I just look at it all day long. So anyway, but red, red was the one to teach me. He was like, Ivy, he goes, I'm going to tell you something. And I had been kicked in the pants again and like lost a whole bunch of money and broke, totally broke. And I'm like, what the hell am I doing? And how is this guy even mentoring me? Like, what I bring zero to the table. And he told me, he was like, I'm going to tell you something. He said, you are going to get kicked in the gut your entire career. And he said, and it's going to come from friends, it's going to come from loved ones. You're going to go broke. You are going to doubt yourself. And he said, but I'm going to tell you this: if you don't figure out how to get past that at this stage, you're never going to do it at the big stage. And when it happens at the big stage, you're going to have it happen again. And if you look at my friend Richard Garriott, who you can Google Richard, and he's flown to space and down to the Titanic. He's like, I'm not a gamer, but he's known in the gamer space because he's the guy who built Ultima Games. I don't know all the stuff they do, but he made $1 billion. Richard, after he had already built companies successfully, he will tell you, like, he was trying to build, and I think it was Ultima, it might have been one of the other companies. And he said, I had all my money in there, it was not working. And he said, I had taken money I had made and I bought a house, and yeah, a really nice house. But he said, we're completely out of cash. And the only way I was going to get money is if I basically took my house and went to the bank and got another loan on the house and used that to fund the business. And he said, they gave me $1 million. And he said, I was about at 12 months down the road, almost out of that $1 million. We were almost going to lose everything. And then it hit, it took off. So I'm telling you, it happens to all of us many times. It's like, okay, am I going to let that enemy stop me now? Or am I going to step up again and look it straight in the face and be like, bring it? I'm going even bigger than what you're trying to stop me from doing. And with that, like, and this is where when I'm always talking about like, whatever the number is for you, there is no right or wrong number, right? There is none. And whatever anybody wants to do with their business, however big they want to go or build a lifestyle business, whatever it is, there is no right or wrong. It is whatever fits for you as the person that makes you feel complete. And once we know what that is, then we can like work backwards very quickly and be like, okay, this is the structure, a structure to achieve those numbers. And now it's just a matter of every day when you wake up and you're like, what the hell am I doing? I don't even believe myself. Like, this is the dumbest thing. Okay, is that moving me towards that plan? Yes or no? No. Okay, then take your 5 minutes, do your thing, flick it to the side, and do the next thing on the list. And then the next thing, and the next thing. And I promise you, you do that, and you're going to hit those goals and you're going to pass what you thought you could do.
So
Yeah.
here's the thing. I was
Mm.
telling her, I had that interview with the TV producer, and it's
Yep.
about success or whatever's fine. I said it didn't seem to have integrity because as
The
much
show didn't.
no, the fact that I would be on it, because even though I'm making a difference, I'm not where I want to be before I celebrate my success.
So take us on the journey with you.
Well, that's what I'm
And be
saying. So, what I want is a documentary about a 70-year-old woman who starts with her Social Security money and makes $100,000 a year helping other women make money and showing them how step by step.
that's beautiful.
That's what I want to do, but I'm not there yet. So, I don't want to celebrate the finish line until I can say, I did it.
Well, remember this too, and I get that because I'm the same.
Right?
And I'm the same, and from a faith perspective, and I know you are a faith-filled woman married to a minister, God bless. Oh my gosh, you got to tell
God
me how
bless is
Steve's doing.
right. I'm
I
blessed.
know,
Yeah.
God bless. And I would bet money that he would say, God teaches us to essentially enjoy the journey, right? Yes, the end goal, but once you hit an end goal, the goalposts move. And the minute your goalposts aren't moving anymore, like basically life is done. You've sort of
Right.
checked out and you're like, watching Netflix and just waiting for to move on into our next life. So,
In the TED Talk, I tripped over this sentence writing it, and it has really touched me. It
mm,
said, I wasn't broken. I wasn't sad. I was just paused. Like I
mm,
went backstage in a life I used to star in. I
mm,
wasn't broken. I wasn't sad. I was just paused. Like I went backstage in a life I used to
mm.
star in.
That is so
That's
good.
those women that feel that way. Get a hold of me. If you know anybody that feels that way, I can
Well,
convince you to love yourself right back into the
oh,
starlight.
oh.
I'm excited about that difference I get to make. Is so beautiful.
I love that. And I'm like, well, let's just put this podcast out there and share it and get it out. We'll put it in the EVW newsletter. So that'll hit 15,000 people right there.
Okay.
And that is incredible because that and having you just walk all of us back to that moment. And I will tell you this, and again, thank God for these incredible mentors because all of us, like, how much I love going out into the world, like, and the bigger the audience, the better. I love connecting with people. I love being with audiences. And between people who would line up for hours just to have a minute to ask me a question, right? And like that was becoming so painful for me because we didn't have a system for them to, it was like a one and done, right? They would
Right.
do that. And it was so painful for me because I knew there could be more. And you remember because you were part of that, like pre-COVID EBW, where we were like all this. I mean, I look at it now and have framed it in my mind as research and development, but I was trying to figure out like, what is it that women need? What is the system that can create a place where they can come and continue that journey? But that, like, I had to pause the business in May of 2019 because we were going to go out of business if I didn't figure out a way to scale it. But I'm telling you, I mean, I'm 5 years later, and I think you know the story. I ended up building a company during COVID that did super well, but it was still like, do I want to be sitting here and just like figuring out some crap details on stuff half the time? I don't. And I know if I don't finish the job of making sure the system's in place and the ability to teach women to like meet you where you're at, help you get where you want to go, I will never fully realize the full vision and never create the ecosystem so that women can make the wealth they want doing what it is they love. So we all go through those moments, right?
I want to say something to the women that'll be in this very small town I'm about to move into,
Where are you moving?
to Blooming Grove,
I
Texas.
I've
Population,
never heard of it.
it's just by Corsicana, population 890.
Wow.
So
Well,
here's the
there, that's
here's
gonna be, there should be a show on that.
Here's the thing. I will love you. I will be there for you. And just because I have my sights set on something that may be foreign to somebody else doesn't mean I'm right there with you. I'm afraid too. Like I go, "Well, how am I going to live in a town like that?" And it's a beautiful calling to move there. Blooming Grove
Oh,
Methodist and Frost Methodist, we are going to actually love those people and love that town. And my husband's the pastor.
oh, I love that. Wait, okay, so what is the town called again? Blooming Grove.
Grove and
Okay.
Frost.
Okay, I'm gonna Google
All
it so I
right,
can.
don't Google it. I got to have your attention just the last few minutes because you got a hard stop. Tell me,
I'm with you.
tell me
Oh my,
this, because I don't
yes.
want anybody to leave listening to this that doesn't know what empowering a billion women is. Because if you remember, I went to San Antonio thinking I'm a food truck with high rise buildings, and I paid whatever the $300 it was to go sit among you all and begin to cast a vision of being equal to my goals. And
Oh
now
my
I don't
gosh. And
remember
that's
what year
like
it was.
10 years ago.
I know that's how long we've known each other.
It's so crazy. And look at the transformation that you've gone through in that time. I mean, you're just like
So
so
here's the
incredible.
thing, don't be afraid to sit with people who are more elevated than you feel like you are, because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like you can catch a good virus about
Yeah.
success from being around people who have what you think you want. And then if you decide later you don't, just
Yeah.
don't minimize yourself or keep yourself from going places that will carry you forward.
I love that. Yes, 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 and yes. And you know what I'd add to that? Just because I've been working with, some high finance guys. You guys are going to take a little walk with me for a second so I can let my little boy, my baby, Roscoe.
Oh,
I have three of them. They're very cute.
are they
Um,
okay?
he, well, thank you. He's not doing great, but he is an older guy. I've had him now like 17 years. So I have nothing to complain about, and it is my honor to walk this part of the journey with that little boy. It's never easy. So, but thank you
So
for asking.
tell me about
But
EBW. Explain it to me in a way that someone who has never heard of it gets the vision of it and can put it in their mind where it belongs.
okay. So I'd say, okay, can I back up 1 second and finish the statement from before? Okay. Because doing a lot of high finance things, a lot of people in the world who are involved with investments or involved at the bank or money people, right?
Mhm.
It's so easy to get caught up in the ego of all of that, and everything becomes about the money and the transaction. And we're nowhere near that, right? We are excited for you to make as much money as you want to make. We're going to help you get there. But that I don't have time for. I get it, but I don't have time for folks who are just all about the money, right? And
Right.
all about the transaction. What I care about are people who did like one of my, well, technically my first investor did. When I was raising my first $7 million, dollars, I was 26 years old, running a tech company, the only female with all the guys, me and all the tech bros. And well, there was one other woman doing it in Austin, but it was me and the guys. But had it not been for Admiral Bobby Inman, who he agreed to write the first $50,000 check. And he was like, well, what am I going to get for this $50,000? And I was like, how about 30% of my company? I didn't know what I was doing, right? So that basically values the company at $150,000. And because I was so excited and he was great and I didn't know what I was doing. And Admiral Bobby Inman said, you know what, Ivy, I'm going to give you that. I'm going to invest that $50,000, but I only want 3% of your business. And in that instant, he valued my company at $1.5 million, gave me the investment, and helped me learn how this worked. And I'm getting goosebumps saying it because I was like, this is what God blessed me with through early on and through my mid career was to be surrounded by people like this who saw potential, gave me a seat at the table. I had to work my butt off to prove that I had the grit and the wherewithal to get through all those tough moments, but they were willing to teach me the ropes. And when I look at EBW and empowering a billion women, when God gave me that call in my life back in 2010, 2011 on a dirt road in Dallas, Texas, I knew in that moment that that was happening because God had lined everything up to that point to give me those opportunities. And when you stared at the stats of only 12% of women ever get over 100,000, less than 3% over a million, less than a third over 10 million, less than 2% get funded. And God was like, I'm going to help you get all of that and learn how all that worked, but also learn what really great mentors and then what people are just focused on the transaction, the difference. And I now want you to take everything you've learned and share it to help a billion women. And so that's the inspiration of empowering a billion women. And what we've done now with the EBW1 platform is essentially, and that first company was using AI, but it's to create, to meet you where you're at, regardless of industry. So our common denominator is like ops and finance and matching you with opportunities in the community and the growth mindset, right? But you come in, it's kind of like coming to a doctor, but it's all automated. So you come in, you take your assessment, you get an evaluation, and then you get a script that says, based on exactly where you're at, with the things you know, or you may not know, or the access you have or you don't have, based on that, here's how we would recommend you go forward to get where it is you want to go. And we have a 7-step process to move people down that food chain to go as far as they want to go. Ultimately, if you choose to raise money and sell your business for a whole bunch of money and make a whole bunch of money and then give back again, great, we'll help you do that. If you want to make $100,000, great, we'll help you do that. So that is what EBW1 is about. It's a systematized way, personalized to give you, Sandy Parker Martinez, a personalized success plan to get you where you are today to where you want to go and connect you with opportunities, education, contracts, capital, but that match you and they know they're meeting you where it is that you are at.
I have been proud to be a part of EBW before I even could say the word billion
Mm,
because it's about women helping women. It's
yes,
about women saying, don't settle. And I'm not in it for the money, I'm in it to make a difference.
yes,
And I want to make money.
yes. And I'm just only going to encourage you to like own that deservability of, you know, the more money you make, the bigger impact you can have. You know,
Absolutely.
Mother Teresa was, people say, oh, she was poor and she did serve the poor. She brought in a lot of money. And it's like because the, at the if
So
I
much
can
to say,
almost
huh?
one of the leaving the final thoughts I'll say that, but one of them is let yourself, just like I wrote down, okay, what do you wish you could be that you never got to be? I was like, I'm gonna ask myself that question. I think I'm doing everything that I'm called to do, but I'm gonna ask myself that question. And similarly, I would invite you and our listeners here to ask yourself the question, how would you feel about money if money was love and love was money? It's simply another form of love currency.
Hmm.
So the more people you impact, the more people that you're able to help. It just happens to be a vehicle for how people show love back to you and say thank you. They can't give you their house, they can't give you their car, they can make you a meal, but if they're across the world and participating in one of your online sessions and they want to say thank you, of course they can say thank you, but they can provide love in exchange for the value you've now created in their life to grow. So, what if you just thought about money as another form of love? How would that change the way that you think about it?
Well, I want to say thank you very much. The fact that you have always loved me, right? You're Ivy to me. And you came to Rodney's funeral.
Oh
And
my
you were
gosh.
there for me for 10 years. These 10 years have been big years. And my TED Talk ends like this. And look at me now.
That's right.
It's like,
You posted a picture on Facebook about dragging your stroller down New York, and I was like, look at that woman. You're beautiful then, and to see you now and just like living out your fullest calling. And that whole experience with Rodney, I can't imagine. Pam and I went together. We
I
could not
know.
imagine being anywhere different. And I was only so bummed that I wasn't sitting in that room when the gift of Steve all happened and you got married to Steve. I just
Ah,
so love that for you and love that for him.
I love you. I welcome every woman in the world to join this path of becoming all we can be.
Yes, yes. Well,
So,
let's do more. Like we were saying, let's get you on the one board. Let's get that all going. And I think because we only have a little bit of EBW1 rolled out, it's really the assessment, but the 7 steps, you can't quite tap into those just yet. They're all done, but all of that. And I was like, Ivy, you really should host some more sessions for women to really understand like how would I think about love is money and put a little plan together and like okay, let's meet and like how are we doing on our goals? How can we move those forward? Because just like you are helping women who feel like their light has dimmed, what would it feel like if they, allowed that light to shine again? We need that there. And we also need it on like, girl, eyes closed. You can totally do this 100K a year plus.
10,000, that's easy. All right, let's see it.
I
See
mean, you
it
still
then.
have to do the work, but you're in the
I'm
right
ready.
place and with the right systems, with right connections, with people who can write those kind of checks.
Amen and amen. So be it. Thank
I
you.
love you so much.
I
Thank
love
you.
you.
I'm honored and blessed. And just thank you so much. Let's do it. Let's do
Okay.
that.
All right.
Okay.
Mwah.
Much love. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Pink Lady Posse Podcast, where women go from what now to what's next. Come join us at pinkladyposse.com, where we share community, resources, and tools to support your next beautiful chapter. With love, light, and a little lipstick. See you next time.